Namaste everyone. A lot of times our yoga students are wondering that how to remember so much of complex information which is there in a lot of classical texts. For example, Hatha Pradipika, Ghirin Samhita, Shiv Samhita, Hat Ratnavali, so many texts with so much information crammed together. People or these students who are appearing for NET set yoga examinations or who are appearing for the exams laid by Yoga Certification Board, that is level 2 or level 3, they also really feel overwhelmed and anxious of whether they could remember all this information and if they would be in a right position to present it. So today we are trying to come up with a unique solution that will help your understanding of these complex subjects easy. And today we are going to understand how to remember the facts from the first chapter of Hatha Pradipika. So Hatha Pradipika is considered to be one of the classical manual of Hatha Yoga. Basically, Hatha Yoga is the science which has evolved from Tantra Yoga. And the meaning of Pradipika in Hatha Yoga Pradipika is something which is self-illuminating. For to take an example, the way the sun illuminates the light of its own, whereas moon takes the light from the sun and sends it out. That's the reason a sun can be called as Pradipika, whereas moon can be compared and called as Dipika. So this text of Hatha Pradipika was written in 15th century by Swatmaram. Now, who was Swatmaram? Swatmaram was the disciple of Gorakshanath. Total there are 409 sutras in Hatha Pradipika, which is divided over 4 chapters. There are other manuscripts where you can find 5 chapters of Hatha Pradipika, whereas in some manuscripts you can find 10 chapters of Hatha Pradipika. But most popularly, the Hatha Pradipika with 4 chapters is commonly referred. The name of the first chapter is titled as Asanas. In this chapter, broadly, you can just remember these 6 important things. What are described? First is the Yama Niyamas. Second, the important asanas. It also talks about the sadhak and the badak tattvas, and it also talks about the different important gurus. Hatha Pradipika's first chapter starts with the salutation to the gurus. Swatmaram bows and pays respect to the Adi Nath, that is Shiva, because Hatha Yoga acts as a staircase from where you can understand Raj Yoga better. In this way, Hatha Yoga and Raj Yoga complement each other. From the 3rd up to the 8th sutra of the first chapter, they all deal with mentioning of different siddhas and the gurus. Before understanding this, you should understand the lineage of Nath Sampradaya. Hatha Yoga itself emerged from Matsyendranath. Matsyendranath in Tibet is also called as Lupia. In Brahmaputra side, it is also called as Meenanath. So this reference you can find in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It begins with Matsyendranath, then his student or Shishya, that is Gorakshanath, and from Gorakshanath it has come to Swatmaram sutras. After that, you come to the 9th and the 10th sutras. These sutras talk about how Hatha Yoga has helped in giving a human being an evolved life. Hatha Yoga is compared with a matha or a house where it protects an individual from 3 different types of tapas. According to the Sankhya philosophy, the 3 tapas are also called as, the first one is Adhyatmik, the second one is Adibhautik, and the third is Adidaivik. Adhyatmik talks about the psychosomatic problems that person faces. The second one, that is Adidaivik, are the accidents and snake bite and related kind of accidents that are occurring in our life. And the third one is Adidaivik, which are the natural calamities happening around. To overcome all these 3 different kind of problems, Hatha Yogi Swatmaram says that Hatha Yoga acts as a hut or a kuti from which you can ensafe yourself from all these problems. Apart from that, Swatmaram has also compared Hatha Yoga with Kurma. Now why Kurma? The way a tortoise protects itself from all the predators with the help of its tough covering by withdrawing its limbs into it. In the same way, if you develop the hard covering of Hatha Yoga, then you can protect yourself from all the physical, mental and emotional problems of your life. In the same way, this Kurma is classified depending on the magnitude of the problem as Para, Deshagat, Gramak and Griha. Here Para means the global level of problems. The way we have COVID-19, a pandemic. Yeah. After that, next level of problems is they called as Deshigat, where the problems are limited to a particular place or country. When we come to Gramak, the problems are related to the gram or society, and Griyak are the problems which are related to the family. In this way, when you attain expertise in Hatha Yoga, you are able to overcome problems at all these different levels. After this, in the 11th Sutra, Swatamaram says that this science of Hatha Yoga has to be kept a secret. From the 12th, 13th and 14th Sutra, what they say, they have given the description of how the matha or the yogi's house should be and what are the basic prerequisites. From the 15th and the 16th Sutra, you come to know about the 6 Badhak and the 6 Sadhak Tattvas. You all definitely remember all those. Those are Atihar, Prayas, Prajalpa, Niyamagraha, Janasanga and Lavya. The 6 Sadhak Tattvas are Utsaha, Sahas, Dhairya, Tattvajnan, Nishchay and Janasanga Parityaga. After these 6, Swatmaram talks about the different yamas and niyamas in the 18th and the 19th sutras. As we know from the Ashtanga Yoga, there are 5 yama and niyamas, but here in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, they have described 10 yamas and 10 niyamas. Out of these 10 yamas, Swatmaram says that Mitahara is considered to be Shreshth Yama, whereas Ahimsa is considered to be Shreshth Niyam. Apart from that, in Hatha Ratnavali, there are 15 yamas and 11 niyamas. Just for information. After that, in 19th Sutra, Swatmaram gives the benefits of asanas. There are 3 benefits given. First is Arogya, which means health, Sthairya, which means stability, and the third benefit of asana is Angalagava, that is lightness of the body. From the sutra number 20 to 34, there is a list of 10 asanas which is being described. After that, from the 35th sutra, Swatmara mentions that there are 84 asanas which come directly from Shiva. Now, why there are always 84 asanas described? Now, there are 84 lakh types of creatures on this planet, and every asana is dedicated to 1 million. So in that way, there are 84 representative asanas which are considered in Hatha Yoga. After this, in the Sutra 36, they talk about 4 important asanas. These 4 are Siddhasana, Padmasana, Sinhasana and Bhadrasana. Then they talk about the most important asana, Siddhasana. A brief description is given about Siddhasana, which also describes its other names, which are Vajrasana, because it gives your body firmness like a thunderbolt. The next is Mrutasana, and because it prevents you from death. And the third one is also called as Guptasana, because when you are practicing Siddhasana, you are covering your genital and related organs. After the description of Siddhasana, they also, in the 14th Sutra, Siddhasana is considered to be the best among all the asanas. Asana, they say that the nadis are full of impurities. They have also given the number of nadis in this particular sutra of 41, where they say there are 72,000 nadis, and to purify them, if one practices Siddhasana with a focused mind and mitahar for a duration of 12 years, then definitely one brings success to his practice of yoga. His prana is controlled and he reaches the Unmani or Manamani Avastha. They give the best among different categories. As far as Kumbhak is concerned, Kevali is considered to be the best. As far as Mudras are concerned, Khechari is the best, whereas as far as Laya is concerned, Nada is considered to be the best form according to Swatmaram. In the remaining sutras, from sutra number 46 to 51, Padmasana is being vividly described, and it is also called as the destroyer of all the diseases. The next description is given of Sinhasana and Bhadrasana. Sinhasana is also considered to be the sacred asana, whereas Bhadrasana is also called as Gorakshasana. Next important thing that we have to remember is Swatmaram gives a list of 5 important things which, when practiced, one can attain success in the path of yoga in 1 year. Now, which are those important things? The first important thing is one has to practice hearing the Anahat Nad. One has also to practice Brahmacharya. Third important thing is Nitahar. After that, constant and repetitive practice of asana and pranayam, that is yoga abhyas. And the last fifth important thing is one has to inculcate a tyagi vritti. Only when all these 5 things are being practiced together, one can attain success in a year. From 61 to 65 Sutra, they talk about different apatya and pathya that has to be followed in one's diet. This is also the concept of mitahar, which is explained in Hatha Yoga. The last part is for the indications of who can practice Hatha Yoga. What they have given is, Swatmaram says, whether he is an old person or a young person or sick or a healthy person, everyone can practice yoga. But he says some conditions. Only by reading the scriptures or wearing the garb of a yogi or only about talking about yoga cannot make you attain success in yoga. To attain success in Hatha Yoga, you have to only practice and make yourself perfect. With this, the first chapter comes to an end. Thank you.